What is your favorite thing about swimming league?
With swimming, it was much easier to manipulate and move things around. Put them in meets. I can get them registered. I can do all that stuff for them. They don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry if they're the ones signed up. If they miss a declaration deadline, I can add them in moments before the meet.
Just to start it off, can you tell me a little bit about your team and league?
Okay. So I'll talk about the other team. So my team is kind of chartered. I don't have monthly membership.
Okay.
It's just to kind of host these meets. The teams that I'm inviting are local, so they're within. I think the furthest team is an hour from us, and for them, we are 4 hours closer than other sites. So we are just accessible. And same thing for Humboldt Swim Club. They're 3 or 4 hours away from most of their normal meets.
How long have you been with the team?
So I started the team in October of 23 is when I got the charter. Humboldt Swim Club, I was their head coach for 3 years, 2019 to 2022, 8 years, and coaching for about 20 total.
Awesome. Can you talk me through some of your responsibilities and your role with the team and league?
Kind of program director for the league. It's checking in with the other coaches on what they want. So we're looking at putting together a distance meet because our doesn't really offer, we don't have that many kids that want to do it, the 1,000 and the mile, to offer like the 200 breast, 200 fly, 200 back. So it's kind of working with the coaches and the athletes on what can we do to provide a meet for them.
What challenges were you facing with your old system before switching to swimming league?
It's the timing. Like I love the CTS 5, old computer, not even the CTS 6 where it has color screen. Having the pickles, having all that stuff set up, having a computer, with high tech on it, that kind of stuff. So for this, it was easy for me because I'm going to be kind of mobile in that sense where I just need the parents there, a few parents at a time, get it done.
Mhm.
So that's kind of what it is. Just having all that equipment is nice, but at the same time, it does get kind of cumbersome.
What helped you make the decision to use swimming league?
The ease of access. Like I had stopwatches, but I didn't have to train them to have a computer. Pat worked with my wife on the score table. So Pat was kind of doing with them and he was making notes of who was swimming what, where we moved people and that kind of stuff, or who we scratched, DQs. So he was kind of able to do, an analog copy of what we were doing digitally to kind of help keep notes and keep track. So when we went through and did the final kind of recon of the times, we are able to really, and that was really nice about it.
What are the top three pain points that swimming league addresses for you?
It would be the ease of access for the families. So for that side of it, I mean, it is confusing because they had to register, but at the same time, now that they're the one time registered, I can put them in meets. I can get them registered. I can do all that stuff for them. They don't have to worry about it. They don't have to worry if they're the ones signed up. If they miss a declaration deadline, I can add them in moments before the meet, and that's huge. That's a lot less cumbersome than high tech. Having the phones be the stopwatches. Now I only have to have 4 stopwatches because I run 4 lanes instead of 12. And so
Mhm.
to manually enter that was really nice that I only had to enter one stopwatch time.
How was the meet any quicker with swimming league?
I think so because it was easier to kind of just push through. Whereas with high tech, like there's a lot more button pushing, like, oh, edit
Yeah.
this, edit that. So there, we don't get to see the swordfish that high tech has, but when we click on things and move things, but I think with swimming it was much easier to manipulate and move things around.
And were you able to eliminate any volunteers?
Yeah. Usually the admin table has 4 or 5 people who are all kind of having their hands on things. With just my wife and Pat, we were able to get it all done.
What is your favorite thing about swimming league?
How just easy it is for me to manipulate things. Like, and that's for me for these meets. We have so many kids that are new to the sport who have no idea what they're doing. For me, like we had as a coach, I'm like, I've got 100% record of like nobody missing an event. Every event had kids missing, and there are like 14 events. It's like God. So it was nice. It's like Naya, like, why are you still over there? Come over here. So it was just to be able to get them in and add them to it right then and there.
If a team was looking to make the decision whether or not to use swimming league, would you recommend swimming league?
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
I think it's one of those where I've talked, like, I still have friends with Nova and Irvine, and they're kind of thinking about it because they're doing these block parties a lot more often. And I'm like, dude, it's not, block parties are for you guys. It's for us. But they're doing it because one, they can afford it, and two, like ditch meets. It'd be so much easier to have a ditch meet run through swimmingly than
yeah.
getting the Colorado out, getting the touch pads in, getting like all that stuff. So they've done a few block parties already where they're doing like a back show clinic. Cool. Now we're gonna do a 50, 100, 200 back for our kids. Nice.
Perfect.
Uh,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're, like I said, they're pulling out the wagons with the touch pads, all that stuff. So they're thinking about how do they make it easier? They made the meet itself more accessible, but how do they make it easier on the coaches and everyone else?